Hello, friends, and welcome to Shuddy Uppy. Let's Talk King and Queens podcast. My name is Steve Lont, and we have another exciting show for you today. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Dusty Salisbury, who currently has over 35,000 followers on TikTok and growing.
Woo.
Dusty, what's up?
What is up, you demented old circus monkeys? I am doing great. I'm a little upset with TikTok, though. They banned me from live for a week. They suspended me.
Why? What
I
happened?
have no idea. I said that I was, if I can get up to 22,000 likes, because it was 222 yesterday, that I would do the truffle shuffle on live. So that means lifting up my shirt and shaking my belly like the Goonies.
Oh, geez.
And I guess
They didn't like that.
Well, no, I didn't get to do it. So once I hit 22,000, they banned me and suspended me. And I'm guessing
What?
I got way too many likes really fast, because they were just like, they hit 22,000 likes in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
So I'm guessing like it just went too fast. TikTok can be stupid sometimes, I swear.
They're keeping you down, man. Don't let them keep you
Heck
down.
no.
We're also joined by our lovely co-host Jenna Maureen, who loves Kevin James so much that I think she would sell all of her Harry Potter stuff just to meet Kevin.
Ooh,
I would. I probably would. For that, yeah. Sold. Done.
Huge King and Queen, huge Kevin James fan. Before we get to our guests, I have a quick rating and review. It's from our Facebook page. Nick Petit wrote, "This podcast makes my work enjoyable. Listening about these hilarious episodes. Keep up the good work." So it's nice and simple, but we really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Nick. Keep them coming, guys, and we'll definitely read them on the air. All right, today we have a great guest for you. She's a multi-genre award-winning author, speaker, pastor's wife, and mother. She's won 12 awards for her writing, including 2-time Children's Book of the Year and Article of the Year awards. She writes movie reviews for movieguide.org and dove.org. She is a literary I can't say words sometimes, sorry. Literary agent for Wordwise Media Services and also a certified writing coach. When not working, she enjoys sipping a Starbucks latte, Jenna,
Sweet.
collecting 80s memorabilia, and spending time with her family and her crazy dog, Cookie. For more info, please visit her website at michelelazurek.com. So please welcome Michelle Lazurek to the podcast.
Woo!
Michelle.
Hey guys, thanks
Thank
for having me.
so much. Thanks so much for coming on.
You got us a celebrity on here.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. 30,000 on TikTok. No way.
Yeah, but Dusty hasn't gotten awards.
True
Major
that.
awards, like
True that.
you know.
That's
But you
right.
can do the truffle shuffle, so hey, that's
So tell us a little bit about the books you're writing in the book that you said is coming out next week.
yeah. So I've been an author for 13 years. Love it, and have done both children's and nonfiction. And the newest one that comes out is coming out next Tuesday, and it's called "I Surrender All, Sort of: Laying Down Your Plans So God Can Do the Impossible." And it's basically about how the areas of our lives that we don't want to let go of and give over to God, when we do that, he can do the impossible in our lives. And so I use the backdrop of my battle with anxiety and generalized anxiety disorder, and how I really had to learn hard lessons and how to give over areas of my life during that struggle. So yeah, so it's near and dear to my heart, and yeah, so I'm excited about it. Every book's my baby, and every book that I write is something that I personally experienced. So I appreciate being able to bring honesty and vulnerability to my writing and to the readers that read it. So
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Hats off to you for dealing with all of that and being a successful writer.
Thanks.
and really like opening yourself up like that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
thank you.
So when you say next Tuesday, that's going to be March 1st,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
March 1st, 2022,
Yes.
for those of you who may be listening in the past. So make sure you find the book and read it, because that is really awesome.
Yeah.
What about collecting 80s memorabilia before we get into our trivia?
Well,
what kind of 80s memorabilia do you
Okay,
have?
so I was born in 77, so I was a child of the 80s, and I I don't know about you guys, but I think that was just maybe everybody says that, but I think that's like the best time. They had the best fashions, the best fads, the best toys, and I think it was really the generation before technology really came to be. So I
Right.
just love going back there kind of in my mind. I guess a midlife crisis, I don't know, but I love going on eBay and just looking for toys that I had as a kid, and so I collect them. I have a couple of cabinets in my basement downstairs and collect all the stuff I had when I was a kid. So yeah, so
cool.
some people collect cars, other people collect jewelry, and I collect Care Bears. So
There you
That's
go.
cool.
There you go.
Care
Oh, that's
Bears.
awesome.
but
Care
hey,
Bears.
it's a lot worse
I
things in life.
remember Care Bears. Yeah.
But I also for what it's worth, I love records, grew up on vinyl. To me, it's the only way to listen to music, and I can't confirm or deny that I may have over 700 of them. So, because who else would have 700
Wow.
records laying around their home? So, I may have a
Wow.
slight
Holy
problem.
moly.
Oh wow.
Now
But
you
you're
get
not
do you
wrong. Oh, go ahead, Steve.
No.
Oh,
Go
I was
ahead,
just
Jen.
saying you're not wrong. I mean, the 80s and I would say even the early 90s had
Yeah,
the best toy, like the best McDonald's toy, all that
absolutely.
stuff. It was a good time.
It really was. It was really when quality was still kind of quality
Yes.
until
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
went downhill. So I
Yes.
kind of like to go back there sometimes and be like, wow, gosh, if I could relive my life as a kid for a day, what would I
Mm-hmm.
do?
Oh
So
my gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yep.
right.
Yeah, that'd be a hard thing to like. Where do you go to?
Yeah,
For that
yeah,
one
that's true.
day, what do you do?
Mhm.
Oh man, awesome. So you're also big a King and Queens fan,
Oh gosh,
which
yeah.
is
That's my favorite. It's my all-time favorite show. Love it.
oh great.
Yeah, so I love them. I love the cast, and I've seen The Office. I love The Office. Cast wouldn't be the same in The Office, but the cast wouldn't be the same in King Queens either. So
Mhm.
you really
Right.
can't have one without the other. So, yeah, you can't have King Queens without Arthur. You can't have King Queens without Lee Remney
Mhm.
and Kevin James.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just all together. They just they make this great team. So
I agree.
Absolutely.
and still is funny.
Absolutely.
I still about every 3 months or so when we get tired of TV, we're like my husband and I are like King Queens. So for that number, and it still will laugh our heads off. It's just that
Yeah.
everybody can relate to a dysfunctional family with this crazy father living in the basement. It's just crazy enough to make you laugh, and it's just sobering enough to know, yeah, that's kind of my life, and so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't realize how much you can relate to some of the stuff on there
Oh, absolutely.
until
I
you're
love Lee
watching it
Remini. I
every.
know she gets a really bad rap,
Yeah.
because I know she's kind of what she acts, is kind of who she is in real life. But you know what? I totally respect that.
Mhm.
Like she's been an advocate. She's been a warrior. Going out against Scientology alone is a huge, huge step.
Yeah.
And to
Yes.
use
Yeah.
her fame at great risk. And I've seen a lot of interviews that she does, and she's been so compassionate with people about trying to leave that religion.
Mhm.
Just hats off to her for trying to speak out against something, and speaking for truth and speaking up for people that are experiencing some abuse. So,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So I have immense respect for her. I respect a woman who can tell you straight to your face what's what. So I
Yep.
really so
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, all right. So on this show, we asked you some trivia about the episode we're going to go over.
Okay.
You excited? You
I
nervous?
am. It's going to be what it's going to be, but I did take some notes, so hopefully
Awesome.
we'll. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
all right.
you'll do great. You'll
Okay.
do great.
Okay.
Jenna didn't write the questions. I wrote them. So.
Okay.
Jenna's the hard one. Jenna's the hard one. Today we're going to go over season 6, episode 16, entitled "Damned Yankee," written by Michael J. Whitehorn, David Litt, and Chris Downey. Directed by Rob Schiller, and originally aired on February 18th, 2004. Episode synopsis: Doug's in the hospital. When Carrie visits him, he's asleep. He's dreaming of and talking about a bunch of girls. So that's pretty much what the episode's based on.
Oh yeah.
And and hilarity ensues, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
So, Jenna, do you want to start? Ladies first. You can
Yeah,
start
sure.
with the
I'll
trivia
start.
question.
All right. Question 1. What was Doug waiting for at the beginning of the episode?
Chinese food.
Correct. Good job.
Chinese food. Do you guys usually get it delivered or pick up? I usually go get it myself. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We have a Chinese food store right down the street, so we normally just go get it.
Yeah, it's a lot of times it's easier that way, and it's usually like hot when you get it.
Hell, we don't even have
our
delivery.
Chinese food. Yeah, they don't deliver where I am at
They don't
either.
deliver at all.
Only on DoorDash, and DoorDash sucks.
Oh wow. Michelle, I forgot to ask you what state are you in?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
nice.
He's from
Okay,
Connecticut.
cool.
My husband and I both are from Connecticut, but we moved to Pennsylvania about 8 years ago or so.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
Cool.
I love it out in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's just so pretty.
It is.
It's like
pretty.
God's country.
It is, and it's half where we live right now. It's half. It's beautiful. Our backyard is all like almost like farmland, which is gorgeous. But then we just go like 2 minutes down the road, and it's like 309, and there's every store and restaurant you could imagine. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. So we're really happy with where we're at right now. Yeah,
I've only been to Pennsylvania a few times, but every time I pass there, I got to get me Primanti Brothers. I don't know if you know what Primanti Brothers is.
I know what that is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love Primanti. It's my top 3 restaurant in the nation. I swear, it's the best.
What I'm guessing. What is it? Italian or
Michelle? You want to go ahead and take this one?
I've never tasted Primanti's. I just have heard of it.
Any kind of sandwich
never
you
heard
can
of
think
it.
of. Any kind of sandwich.
It's a sandwich place.
And I'm serious, like any sandwich, like egg sandwich, hamburger, chicken sandwich, anything. And what they do is grab a handful of fries, put it on top of the sandwich, handful of lettuce, put on top of the fries, and then put the bun on. You eat it like that. It's so good.
Oh, okay.
Sweet,
yes.
sweet. Count me in. I'm in.
Mm-hmm. That's a Doug Heffernan thing right there.
Yeah. Sounds like
Doug
it.
would like.
Oh yeah,
Doug would definitely like that. All right, you're 1 for 1. You got the first one out of the way.
All right, question number 2. What was Doug going to trade for the Chinese food?
Wedding ring. And he had said, I knew Chinese food long before I knew you. Yeah.
I like the way he said that too, his voice. I knew Chinese food.
It's funny because he's trying to get his ring off, but like in other episodes, like he takes it off before he goes to bed, and he just like it comes right off. So I thought it was funny, like that he couldn't get it off at the crucial moment.
Maybe he was a little swollen that day.
Yeah. He might have been a little bloated or swollen.
Yeah, and that finger was telling him no.
Something.
Yeah, it was humid. Good one, Jen. All right, here we go. 2 for 2.
Question 3. What was Doug doing when he collapsed?
Oh, he was taking out the trash.
There you go.
He had to take the 4 shampoo bottles out to the recycling and take out the trash too. And
Yep. And he was getting pains in his side, and you think he's oh, now I can't talk. Great. I'll edit this part out. Don't worry. You think he's faking it, but no, he was really in pain. He really collapsed, and Carrie felt bad about it.
She did.
Yeah, she did. And that actually, I don't know, I know she loves Doug and everything, but the first time I saw that episode, it was like, oh my gosh, she cares, because she was legit worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like one of the you're right, Jen. It's like I don't want to say. I guess it is one of the few times she really shows vulnerability.
Yeah.
Is the word.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you've ever seen all the episodes, because we just watched it a couple months ago, and we went from episode 1, season 1, all the way end. The only time she ever cries is the last episode. She doesn't even cry in the episode where she loses the baby.
Wow.
Fun.
Realized I looked at her I was really watching her, and she's upset, but she doesn't cry. The only time she cries is when she's telling him they're on the airplane and they're going to get their baby, and she's explaining why she didn't give up the apartment so fast, and it's because it was her fantasy as a little girl to have an apartment in Manhattan, and she's crying, and she's talking about it was her chance to a better life or something, or moving forward or something, and getting out of, Queens or whatever And so, that's the only time she ever cries. And if you look at the episodes season by season, she's actually really nice. In like the first
Yes.
like couple of seasons, like she really does a lot of
Yes.
nice things for him. Like she's guilty about the motorcycle, so she buys it back. And
Yeah.
and the monkey when they renew their vows, and then you see it gets progressively meaner as time goes on. And
Yeah.
it's like to the point where it's like, wow, what happened there?
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, she
exactly.
actually is she's very caring for him in the first few seasons, and
Yes.
then I think they kind of capitalized on, her, mean attitude or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Doug's
Which
driving
I
her
love,
crazy.
by the way.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doug's driving.
Yeah,
crazy.
Doug just grated on her.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like it makes it easy for her anyway. So it's like we blame
Yeah.
her. Like
Yeah.
she's always doing something they shouldn't be doing. But
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. You know,
You
you noticed that though.
I did notice
with,
that because I
with
was,
not
she
crying.
plays the same character, and she actually plays the same character like in everything she plays. So it's easy
Yeah.
to, kind of see how she relates to that. But yeah, no, that's the only time she ever cries is at the very end when when they think they're not getting back together, and she was explaining why she didn't give up the apartment when he had asked her to. So
Yeah.
darn that
Oh,
fence
wow.
anyway.
I
What
was-
is his business? So it's like
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, right. I was always thinking that she actually cried during that part because it was the last episode.
Yeah,
and
that
it was
makes sense.
probably an emotional time. And that's what I always thought. That's why she cried.
Yeah.
Although I
Okay.
never really noticed or noted that she didn't cry in any other episode.
that
But I
could
just
be.
thought, oh, maybe she's just so emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. When we get her on here, we'll ask.
Yes.
Her. How
We'll
about that?
ask her, were those real or were those Carrie
Yeah.
tears?
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, cool. Here we go. Question number 4, Jenna.
All right. What was wrong with Doug?
His appendix burst.
So yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Absolutely. Yep. He had to get his appendix taken
Yep.
out. All right.
All
Question
right.
number 5.
Question 5. What was the name of the nurse?
Oh, Candace.
Correct.
Candace. Yep.
So hot,
Jenna.
Candace.
Jenna, did you notice one of the names that Doug said in his
Oh,
dream?
you know I did. The very first time I watched that episode, I said, did you just say Jenna? Oh my God, he said Jenna.
Oh yeah.
So I wrote that down as one of my
Oh, did-
one of the
I
things.
saw
yeah.
that. I saw that. And I mean, I
No,
can
no, no.
remember that first time I saw this episode. I mean, gosh, 10 plus years ago. And I was like, oh my God, she said Jenna. I was so excited.
Yeah, Doug's he says, "Oh, Jenna," or
Yeah.
I should have wrote down all the names. I can't remember all the names.
I
Did
did.
you- did you write them down,
Oh,
Michelle?
yes. So
There you go.
there's So Hot Candace. There's Laura, Inez, Jenna, Care Align. And then if he goes back, when she's talking to him about it later on, she mentions a car wash girl, which we don't hear. There's Brittany and Christina in the limo,
Yes.
and there's Tanya. So yeah, and then Lisa's later on, but yeah, and then but yes, I did.
That's funny.
But seriously, what are the chances that he says Jenna, like of all the female names out there? It was meant to be.
And
Thanks,
there
Mom
wasn't
and
that
Dad,
many-
for naming me Jenna.
There you go. When we have Mr. James on, we're gonna ask him about that, right, Jenna?
That's right.
That's the first thing she's gonna ask.
I'm gonna be like, just say my name one more time.
So. All right, you want me to take over, Jenna?
Go ahead, Steve.
Let's see. Question number 6. What does Doug claim to be dreaming about when Carrie calls him out?
Oh, when
So-
she's saying to him, ask Inez what's up, and then
Yeah, so
he says, "Oh, I wasn't
Uh,
talking about girls." He says, "I was naming a litter of puppies."
There you
there
go.
you go.
Yep.
There you go. That's exactly what I was looking for. Absolutely. Which is so funny. Like, and all of them happen to be female puppies.
Oh yeah.
Well, Dusty, how many? So Dusty has a ton of dogs.
Got 7.
Are they all female?
He really-
7 dogs.
Yeah,
my
7 dogs. Yep, 7 dogs, 2 guinea pigs, a cat, and a sugar glider.
Wow.
I got a
okay.
zoo.
Aren't
But-
you guys getting a new one too?
what? A new what?
A new dog?
Oh,
I
heck-
thought.
heck
I
no.
thought. Andrew said that. No.
And she ain't
I was
said
gonna
it.
say, no,
Maybe she
that's
is.
news.
No.
That's
I
news.
don't know.
Oh, no.
Surprise!
No,
Number 8.
no,
What
we
kind
don't
of
need
breeds?
another dog.
What kind
So
of
we
breeds of dog?
got a so my daughter's dog is a Chihuahua. It's like a hairy Chihuahua. My son's dog is a pit bull bulldog mix. Her name's Sasha. Yeah, Sasha. And then yeah, so we got so many dogs I can't remember their names. My wife has a Pomeranian Chihuahua, a Shih Tzu Chihuahua, and a Pomsky, which is a Pomeranian Husky. She looks more husky and just is like small, almost as small as a Pomeranian. And then I have a Corgi Healer mix. And then we found a dog about almost 2 months ago roaming around our neighborhood area. And we took like almost a whole large fry and 10 treats to get him to come to me. But we got him. Posted him all over social media. No one claimed him. They say he's been running around for a month. Then we took him to the shelter because that's a law here in North Carolina. They have to take him to the shelter to see if anybody claims him.
Yep.
And nobody claimed him, and we adopted him. And he is a Schnauzer Terrier mix.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's right. I forgot about that.
And then my wife has a dog
Yeah, yeah.
business. So we get like 6 or 7 more dogs in the house. So
Wow.
You know,
yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
She was getting, I forgot, she was getting
Oh.
a dog, like, in 2, because we haven't been talking about dogs.
Jenna, don't scare
She
me.
was
You
getting
just ruined the
Gosh.
surprise.
Yeah, I almost had a heart attack, Jenna. Come on, man. I don't need another dog.
Oh, that's funny. Round it off at 10.
Well, you know
I should've
what?
kept-
10, bro.
We're in the market to buy another house. So I said, let's buy another house with a bigger yard, a lot of land, and I'll let you get more dogs.
There you go.
There you go.
So,
There
I
you
should
go.
have kept it going then and like
Yeah, you should've.
messaged Andrea and then like, yeah, tell him that you're
yeah,
getting
because after the podcast, I was like, what in the heck was Jenna talking about? You getting another dog? It's not happening.
You have any dogs or pets, Michelle?
I do. I have a dog, Bernie's Mountain Dog. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Adorable. Yeah. Yeah. We got
They're
her
the
when she
big
was,
dogs, right? Like the
oh,
big.
yes, they can. She never got big. She's about the size of probably golden retriever.
Okay.
The males can get between 100 and 120 pounds, and females can get between like 70 and 90. And she's on the smaller end, so she's like 70 pounds. And we've
Okay.
had her now
Oh, wow.
for, we got her when she was 10 months. There was a family that was a few hours from us that was getting rid of the dog. There was the mom had an allergy to it. And they also had smaller kids that were special needs. And so she's very sweet. She's such a sweetheart, but she can get jumpy and excited, kind of thing. And so for all those reasons, they wanted to, give her to a good home. And we'd had a dog. The first dog, I grew up with dogs. My husband grew up with dogs. And the first dog we ever owned together as husband and wife was a Border Collie Blue Heeler cross named
wow.
Angel. So not angelic at all. She was so mean, ridiculous. And she was, and we didn't know this. We got her off a farm. So we didn't realize that they have like that herding mentality because it's Border Collie Blue Heeler.
Oh, yeah.
So the Border Collie, like snip and herd and that kind of thing, and the Blue
Yeah.
Heeler, but they can have mean streaks, and they also have this like
Wow.
imprinting type, like personality where like once they like latch onto you, like that's it, like you're the only thing in town. And so when the first weekend that we got her as a puppy, Angel, and I was away, and I came back for the weekend, and that was it. Like Angel was Joe's dog, like from here on in.
Oh.
And she died when she was sick. She got Lyme's disease, and we had to put her down, and it ruined her kidneys and everything. And so he was distraught, and he was like, "I don't want to have another dog," blah blah blah. And we obviously grew up with dogs, and my kids were really young when the dog died. So I was like, I always wanted them to grow up with a dog, but I said I'm not doing Border Collie and Blue Heeler because she was downright mean. There was a couple times when like I was kind of afraid of her.
Yeah.
So I said
Wow.
I want a dog that's like dumb and lazy and lays around all day. And so my husband said, he's like, if we're getting another dog, he said Bernese Mountain Dog's the only breed I'll go with. He had watched. He'd been in some sort of seminar or something, and the speaker had a Bernese Mountain Dog and showed pictures and said, he's like, that's the dog that I want. And I said, I can live with that. So yeah, so we looked it up, and I think we actually got her off of Craigslist actually from the family
Oh,
that had
wow.
listed her. So she was 10 months old. She was already housebroken, so we didn't have to do any of that. And she was already trained to like hit the glass or the door when she wanted to go out. And she's such a sweetheart. She's been such best dog we've ever had, hands down. So we
Awesome.
just love
That's
her.
awesome.
Yeah. The
They make
only
great-
problem is The only problem
Sorry.
with them is that Bernese Mountain Dogs, their life expectancy is really low. So they're only expected to live between like 6 and 8 years. And she's
Yeah.
turning 6 in April. So we're already kind of like,
Aw.
like
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
long?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the only breed we'll probably ever go with again because she's just adorable. Dumb as a
Awesome.
doornail, but
Oh, that's cool.
adorable. So
Cute.
We used to
cute.
have Bernese Mountain Dogs and Great Pyrenees dogs come to the hospital for therapy.
okay.
As
Okay.
therapy dogs. They are such
Oh,
great therapy
gosh,
dogs.
yeah, and they love everyone. They love kids. They're
Yeah.
good with other animals, which is not every
Yes.
breed is like that. And great with kids, loves everyone. Although for whatever reason, she's still Joe's dog for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, she's still
That's how it
still
always
her.
works.
Yeah, she's a little obsessed, but no, she loves everyone, and yeah, my kids are happy to have her, and so when she passes, we'll get another one for sure.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, we always go on tangents, so
Yes, I heard.
We do.
so we're good. We're good. We're gonna come back now. We're gonna
Alright,
come back
okay.
now. So that was Doug was naming a litter of puppies in his fantasy, allegedly. What happens to Carrie when Doug is fantasizing?
Well, she's always taken tragically. So it's either yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of things that happen to her. There's what happens? Oh, it's the disease that kills her. The rare disease that kills her. That's the first time. Now he's got other stuff that goes on too, but that time it's the rare disease.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So yeah, I was just looking for a simple she dies.
Okay. Tragically. Don't forget.
Tragically, always tragically. Always tragically.
But I
And
love
how
that.
long is Carrie?
I love that
Well,
line
go
though.
ahead.
He's like, well, you're not. And she's like, what? And he's like, you're not here. What? I'm not in the country. I'm not in the room. What?
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah.
Feel about her like being
Oh.
dead. It's like, and he's like, it's the most normal thing in the world.
Beautiful. It's natural.
Yeah.
How long is Carrie dead before he moves on in his fantasies?
Even her friends said 2 years. You got to move on.
2 years.
2 years.
Oh, I love that. I love that part when he's explaining about her dying, and he seems so genuine about it. Like, oh, I'm so distraught over it,
Yeah.
and your friends are helping me, and your friends are suggesting I move on and things like that. So. I think 2 years is an appropriate amount of time in that
Nope.
in that situation. No,
Nope.
Jenna says no.
You better mourn me forever.
Mourn you forever. Okay. Dusty seems okay with it.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of morbid, but
It's not okay for
this-
my wife. But
oh, it's a double
my
standard.
wife said it's okay for me though. No, I could not. I couldn't.
Yeah, no, it's for life.
Mhm.
Right.
It's for life.
Definitely.
I agree with you guys.
I got too much crap going on to be dating again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I
That
don't-
seems
I
like
don't
too
think-
much work.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't. Yeah,
I'm getting
I don't
pulled
think
out.
I'd wanna. I
Done.
don't think I'd wanna at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have kids, right?
Yep.
We all have kids,
right.
and we have to, take care of them.
Yep.
So yeah, we have grandkids to, I don't know why I'm saying grandkids. Forever away. My son turns 18 in 2 weeks, so
Yeah, but I mean,
Nice.
really,
Let's
do you
hope-
really want to go out and date the way people
No.
date now? Like, I
No.
hear
No,
stories. Like,
absolutely not.
I know people. Like, my hairdresser talks about her friend who is going through divorce and is on Tinder, and the stories. Hand to God, she told me there's one guy who had messaged her. His picture, one picture, nothing else, is of him totally naked with a
Oh,
gun
jeez.
and a ski mask. And
What?
so of course my hairdresser, of course, when she's not looking, swipes so she can message me.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's, but I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, right? She's like, I can't even imagine. I said, I can't even imagine what the women's side is. I'm like, I don't even want to
Yeah.
know
Oh,
what you see on
yeah.
the other side of that. So I'm like, no,
Right.
thank you. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
Who
It's just not
responds
the
to
same.
that?
I know, right? She's like, I can't even imagine what the next picture would be like. I'm like, Lori, it's a picture of the white van and him stepping out like this.
Yeah. Exactly. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I've me and my wife have been together since '96, so
Yep.
there was no dating apps back then.
Nope.
Yeah.
Same here.
So,
I mean, you're lucky if you had
yeah.
a beeper that like spelled out hello in like numbers upside
Yeah.
down. Like, that was
Yeah,
as good as it got.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you had to do the work. Now it's just post one picture.
Yeah.
We wrote notes to each other and folded them up in crazy ways.
Yeah.
And
And play
Yeah.
football
gave it
with
to
them.
them
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
I met my wife on a dating app.
Okay.
I was tired of meeting people like at bars and different places and stuff like that. So I just went ahead and started doing the dating online and all that stuff. And I met my wife, and we've been together for 6 years now.
Wow. Congratulations.
So, yeah.
But it wasn't like a crazy one though.
What, a crazy app?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got some weird messages on there. There's some weird people.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. There's some not just the guys. Like there's some weird like women on there too.
I'm sure.
Yeah, man. Jesus, man. It's crazy.
But so it's the way it is today, I guess. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I guess you got lucky. I mean,
I got
I'm
lucky.
sure there's a lot of people out there, but
Oh,
you
gosh,
got
yeah.
lucky.
I got lucky.
My kids even say it's really hard. I mean, it's hard to live. My 17-year-old son a couple of years ago said how hard it is to live in today's world. He's like, you can't say anything about anything because everyone's always taking out their phone, recording you.
Yeah.
You fall down a flight of stairs. It's on TikTok or it's on,
Yep.
Instagram or whatever for, and they're making loops out of it. And it's crazy. It's not, obviously it's not the way we grew up, but no, thank you. Like it's hard enough. It was hard enough being a teenager in the 90s than it is to live now. And to live with all of that, like it's just
awful.
It's just beyond. And like even my teenage daughter, they both have social media, but like when my daughter, if she gets in trouble and we take away the phone, she doesn't have the social media, she's like a whole different person.
Yeah.
Like she lights up, she's more talkative, she's happier. And I'm like, this is like it's killing you.
Yeah.
Like my husband and I both said it's like getting a totally different kid. It's like it's literally killing her.
Yep.
It's all about keeping up with the Joneses and what are my friends saying and how many likes do I have and who likes who. And it's just beyond it. Everything you say can be shared with the whole world in a touch of a button. And it's just you can't say anything anymore. It's so sad. Like
it's bad.
Could never so to go back to that, I could never date in this day and age. No way.
And to piggyback on that, that's something we drill into our kids' heads is like anything you do or say is going to be out there forever and somebody's going to be able to find it.
Right.
So
be
careful what you send, be careful what you say, be
Yeah.
careful what you do online or even like in text messages. And
Sure.
stuff.
It's bad. I'm going to go on a 30-second rant real quick.
Go,
the word Karen is overused so much in this world. It is nuts. If someone does something bad to one person, that person that got received that is going to be considered a Karen if he or she is, complaining about it, even though it was the other person's fault. That word is so overused, and I'm so sick of hearing it. It's so frustrating. I'm just waiting for the one day.
I even got called Karen a few times
you got called
in
Karen.
my TikToks, and I'm like, how is that a Karen?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
So
because I love my
overused.
son and I love to annoy him. Okay.
Yes. So bad. Social
bad.
media is like just the worst now.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. And NRAT, good talk.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Bring us back.
I agree.
Yeah.
What happened to things like King Queens?
All right.
So that's a good segue into talking about kids and social media and stuff. In Doug's fantasies, they actually have a son. What is their son's name?
Bobby.
Bobby.
Where that even came from, I don't even
nowhere.
know. Like you think it would be like, I don't know, Arthur. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
It's not even like some random name.
Or Doug Jr.
Yeah, Bobby. That was great. What do they name the kids at the end? It's not Bobby, right? I can't remember.
I don't even think they
Do
said
they even
it.
say the name?
Ming May? Is
Oh,
it Ming May?
yeah.
But I don't know if
We
they
don't know.
they
said
had-
a
We don't
name
know
for
the
the
yeah, because
other.
she was just pregnant at the time, and then they fast forward where the
Yeah.
baby was born, but we don't know. They never say
Yeah.
what the name is. Yeah, we just know
that's
Ming-May.
true.
That's right.
That's
I
true.
honestly don't know how I remember that.
Yeah, you nailed
You were on
that.
point though.
Yeah, you
Jen.
were. You were quick with that.
Now, do you guys think that
Dusty-
that any of those kids were their real kids?
I don't think
That's a good
so.
question.
At the end.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't
I
think it
think
was
the
because I
girl-
think
I
I've looked
think-
into it before.
Yeah, like he's oh yeah, well, yeah. No, that would make sense because yeah, Kevin James has like 4 or 5 kids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it could fit
Yeah,
the
he
timeline,
does,
and
yeah.
I know
Jenna knows.
Jenna's
One of
all
them is
about it.
named Shay. I can't
Oh,
remember the
God.
other.
Yeah, I just wondered. It's interesting.
I have a problem. Yeah, from what I remember, I don't think those were any of their kids.
Okay.
But maybe there's like from this show, maybe worker kids. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it's one of theirs.
You know who would know that?
Peggy.
Dusty. Peggy
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Lane. Dusty, you want to take the last? We got 4. Last 4.
Yes, indeed.
You're doing great, by the way.
Yeah,
Michelle.
right?
You're
Woohoo!
9 for 9. You're kicking butt.
What did Carrie? Question number 10. What did Carrie do to make sure Doug doesn't have any fantasies?
Oh, she wrote some for him.
There you
They're
go.
alternative fantasies, and they are quite sensuous.
Exactly.
Riding a horse.
Amore.
More. Question number 11. Who played Tina, the nail girl?
Oh, his real life wife.
Yep.
I think her name was
Absolutely.
Stefania. I think. Jenna, would you know?
Yes.
In real life,
Stefania?
yeah.
Jenna?
Yeah, Jenna.
In real life, yes,
That's not
that is her name.
Jenna's arch nemesis.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like Stefania de la Cruz, isn't it? I think.
Oh, okay.
I gotta
Is no one
ask you
else
this
know?
question.
Do
Jenna.
I really have a
I don't know her
problem?
last name.
I gotta
You have a
ask.
problem.
This is like if you do have a problem or not. If Kevin James was to be single and he came to you and said, "Hey, would you marry me? Would you leave Mike for Kevin?" There's the problem.
There's the problem.
Yeah. That's all right. My wife would do that with Jan and Tatum. So,
She probably would.
yep. She's already told me so several times. Every time Channing Tatum pops up on the TV, every time. Oh, I would so leave you for him. Great.
I'm just kidding. I do love my husband.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm kidding. I don't know. Hopefully that never happens, so we can't fight.
You'd be in a little pickle.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 12. Who played Dr. Garcia?
Oh, her real life husband.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's
what's his
Angelo.
name? Yeah, Angelo. Yeah.
Angelo.
Yep.
Angelo Pagano or something like that.
Did anybody ever watch their reality show?
It's
Mhm.
all relative.
Day?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
watched it. Yep.
Oh yeah.
I
It was
loved
really
that
funny.
show. You
Yeah.
guys never watched it?
Yeah. It was good.
No.
It was really good. Her mom really
disappointing.
made it. Like I think she was better than some of the cast. Like
Yeah.
watching Angela and
Yes.
stuff. Like she was really funny. And that
She
laugh,
was.
she's got a bigger laugh than Leah does. Like and
Yeah.
like
Really?
that. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
What, does the mother live with them or something? Or?
No, she just comes over
yeah,
a
no,
lot.
she just
She didn't
over
live
a lot.
with
Oh, okay.
them because she lived with the stepdad. So like
Oh,
her
right. Yeah.
now husband and Leah's
Mhm.
stepdad.
Gotcha. All right.
All right. Question number 13. What is the name of the woman at the end?
Josephine.
Nailed it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
that's the lady who wins in poker for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of episodes.
She's in
right?
Mhm.
quite a few.
Yeah. She's really sweet. But yeah, it's funny.
Michelle, trivia is done.
Woohoo!
You did awesome.
You did
Woohoo!
perfect.
So am I the
did
reigning queen
perfect.
of King of Queen? Am I the queen of King of Queens?
You got a lot of competition.
She,
You
I
got
mean,
a
she
lot of
answered it right
competition.
there and then. As soon as
Yeah,
the question
she
was
did
done.
good.
You're up there. You're up there.
Awesome.
But this is episode 41
Yeah.
with a couple of bonus episodes sprinkled in.
Mhm.
And if we had a champion, a round of champions, I think we'd have to invite you.
Okay.
You guys even do better than the actors and actresses.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go to our section quotes and ponderings. Michelle, what was some of your favorite parts and quotes of the episode?
Oh, I loved when what I found funny is that at first she's so mad at him. She's like, "I can't believe you're doing all this stuff in my head. How is this not cheating?" The minute he flips it on her, then she's like, "Well, you're there. I'm just cheating. I'm not throwing you down a flight of stairs." It's like all of a sudden it's not a big deal when she's
Yeah.
doing it. You know what I mean? Like she was making a big deal about it, and then he flips it on her. She's like, "Well, yeah, you're there. I'm just cheating." It was just funny how she did that. But then she says, "You choose in your fantasies you kill me." And then she says, "To avoid the guilt of adultery, you choose murder." It's really funny the way she says it. So, yeah, so I love that. Yeah. What about you
Awesome.
guys?
Awesome. Jenna, we already know your favorite quote, right?
Well, yeah.
Jenna.
There's some funny ones in this one. I love how he says, "In my own fantasies, I rarely get out of a chair."
Yeah, he goes, "Why am I so active?"
Yeah.
I have that one written down too. Yeah.
And then when they're talking about the puppies, Christina and Brittany, and he's like, "It's because I had treats in my pocket."
Yeah. Oh man.
And then when he's at the scene with his wife, and he had to kill Carrie because he just couldn't do it,
yeah.
and his real wife was like, "What was that?" And he's like, "My wife, she's dead. Let's
Yeah.
go." And he like, kills her.
I love how Carrie like limps in all
Yes.
all
And
mad.
her
Yeah.
like
Said
clothes
you
are
weren't gonna
disheveled.
kill me.
Yeah. And that's when she finds all the other
Yes.
women in the back. I love when he goes, "You're my lady, you're my honey."
Yeah.
Dusty, what about you?
You don't have any. I don't want to take any of yours if I say it.
No.
Okay.
You go,
All right,
man.
so I love the beginning of this episode. The whole like Chinese food thing, I loved it. Whenever he was like digging into the couch looking for money, she was like, "When was the last time you dropped $24.50 in the couch?" I love that part. But yeah, and then when he told the guy that you couldn't smell better.
Oh yeah, the Chinese food guy.
I really love the part, the one that Jenna mentioned, where they were at the nail salon and she went to go to what was it, Calvin Klein's party or some crap like that, and she
Yeah.
got hit by a car. That whole scene was like a porno soap opera. Like the way they did it, like, "I don't have no money. What do I do?" And then
Oh
then he
yeah.
turns around. He's like, "My wife." Like it turned into a soap opera, and then went back to a porno. So, that whole scene was so funny to me.
And he
But,
squints his eyes like he's like, "I dream of Jeannie." Like if he just does
Yeah.
it close enough, the car will crash.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep.
Then you hear the car crash.
Yeah. That and
Oh,
then
that's
the whole scene with Carrie and her husband, and just
Yeah, oh
when
yeah.
he's like,
yeah,
"The
yeah.
stitch removal did not go as planned," and
Yeah.
then they end up dancing and like sitting on Doug's
Yeah.
butt.
Oh my god. It was so like funny and morbid at the
Yeah,
same time.
But it was great, like that, like, oh my gosh, it just added to the show.
Yeah.
It was so
Yep.
funny.
Absolutely.
Or to the
Absolutely.
episode.
Yeah, and I just like that. I like that one. Arthur wasn't in this one. We didn't
No.
mention that at all.
That's true.
It was pretty much just the one storyline,
that's
but
true.
I thought it was a good one. Something we like to ask our guest, Michelle. So, what does King of Queens mean to you, and why do you watch it? You kind of touched on it before, but if you can go into it a little more, maybe.
I mean, it's just hilarious. What I love the most about it is that it's as funny today as it was 20 years ago when they filmed it. The whole cast, everybody, you couldn't take one without the other. Like they couldn't, you couldn't have without Kevin James. You couldn't have it without Leah Remini. You couldn't have it without Arthur. Couldn't have it with, I mean, even Holly, even those like kind of secondary characters, they really just bring so much to the show. And it's a moment of, I guess, I guess I love to live in the past because I mentioned this at the beginning, but it's a flashback. It's like a flashback to times when we had sitcom families on TV.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of Everybody Loves Raymond too. Like, and we were
Yeah.
rewatching those, and those are hysterical. Like the father, they're all the mother is just like, and everybody can relate to that dysfunctional Italian family where they live next to each other and they're in each other's business and they're looking through their stuff and and then you got the jealous brother who can't stand that Raymond has everything. And
Yeah.
we all know people or have experienced it ourselves where we know what it's like to have favored parents that favored one over the other and what that's like and all that. And like in same with King and Queens, like we have the elderly parent who's like half crazy and half hysterical and and it's just to me, Arthur makes the show. I love Leah Remini, I love her, I love Kevin James, and the chemistry between them is really amazing. And I like it's the average Joe.
Yeah.
He's just content delivering packages, coming home to his wife, and she's a secretary. She wants to be moving up in the world, and just the two of them, the chemistry, they must have hit it off like almost immediately when they were doing the casting.
Yeah.
And you love it when I think
Absolutely.
I think any director knows when you have something special, you have something special, and you
Yeah.
don't mess with it. And to bring Arthur in, and that was after Seinfeld, and to have
Yep.
Jerry Stiller, who was known for that character from Seinfeld, to come on and do that, something similar to that in King of Queens, Basement Artie and all that. Like it's just, and just the way he delivers his lines is just, all of a sudden he'll just scream, he touches you, like, it translates, you think, yeah, sometimes he says these great things and other times you're just like, oh my gosh, where are you coming from? But yeah, so it's a moment of hilarity. It's a flashback to times when networks were king, because that's certainly not the case anymore. And it was clean, it was good, and my kids love it, we love it, and I don't see a ton of shows like that anymore. CBS has a couple of good ones now with The Neighborhood and Bob Hearts Abishola, if you've ever seen those are good too, but nothing like King and Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond. So
Yeah.
they did their best to try to reboot it with Kevin Can Wait, but never. Yeah, you'll never get that same chemistry back. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. So we like to do a rating and review of the episode we just talked about. IMDb had 380 user ratings at 7.6 out of 10 stars. We do a Facebook poll, and there was 71 ratings actually, so it was pretty good this week. 3.7 out of 5, so that's about a 7.4. We had like 8 1 stars. I have
Yeah, a
written down
lot
here.
of them.
What?
Yeah, 8 1
What?
stars. Yeah, 12 2 stars. Yeah, I mean
12 2-stars.
Yeah.
there was 35 5 stars. So like that really brought it up to where it is. But yeah, there was a bunch of lower scores on this one.
Yeah, that's
I'm
crazy.
sure. Like, are we watching the same episode?
Right?
What?
And
I
nobody
don't understand.
nobody explained the 1, 2, or 3
No.
stars.
No,
Nobody.
there was some comments, but they were all positive.
Yeah.
So
maybe it has
Okay,
something to do
if
with
any
not
of
having
those
Arthur
people are
in there, I
listening.
wonder.
Oh,
probably.
Arthur wasn't there, and
Could
Arthur
be.
really does that a lot, so maybe that could
Yeah.
have been.
So we always like to rate the episode ourselves. So Michelle, guests always go first out of 10. If you could rate it.
I give it. It's not my favorite episode, and now that you've pointed out that Arthur's not in it, you don't have any you don't have any Deacon, you don't have any Holly, you don't have anybody else. I'm gonna give it probably a 6.5.
Wow, 6.5. Okay. Where did it lose? Oh, so it lost points because
It didn't have anybody else in it.
didn't have
and,
anyone else in
And yeah,
it.
they really go over the top with the whole, you're cheating, not cheating, murder. I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, yeah. So
I got you.
it's average.
Jenna.
All right, so this is my third favorite episode.
Oh, wow.
I love this
Wow.
episode. It is one of the funniest ones to me. I just think it's so funny. I personally would feel the same way as Carrie. But it just is hilarious. Like all the girls coming out of
Yeah.
the curtain. Like I'm jealous, so I would not be okay with that with my husband. But I mean, it just makes me laugh. And then just the way he kills her, and the way at the end with Leah killing Kevin, you know, well, Carrie killing Doug, like it just makes me laugh. And this, I can always say that this one, no matter how many times I watched it, which is so many times, because even Mike was like, you probably could just do this, the podcast without even watching it. And I was like, I probably could, but I want to watch it again. And so I'm going to give this one a 9.8.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Because for me, like, I love Arthur. That we've talked about this before. Arthur to me doesn't make the show for me. It's because I love Kevin and I love Leah. So for me, they're my main favorite ones. So
Yeah.
All right. Cool. 9.8. Wow. All right.
So can I ask what the
Dust?
first 2 episodes are that you love?
Well, we haven't recorded the first one, so I can't say that one yet. It's a surprise, suspense. But the second one was the one where Doug becomes a vegetarian.
Yeah.
I love that one. I love it's the montage of him thinking about the chicken.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Dusty, how about you, bud?
So definitely a 10-point deduction since it didn't have Arthur in it. But if Arthur was in it, this would definitely be one of my top shows. It would definitely get a 9.9 for me if Arthur was in it. But since he's not in it, 10-point deduction. Spence isn't in it. I'm gonna give that a 1. They did have Deacon though, which his part was funny. Whenever he read that card that says Amore. And then had Danny in it. But the whole episode was hilarious. I thought it was funny. Really, really funny. They did a really good job on it. So I'm going to give it an 8.9.
Wow, 8.9. Okay. I'm going to kind of go in between everyone here. I'm going to do probably like an 8.1. I thought it was funny. I thought I had a lot of funny parts. You know, Michelle brought up a good point before. You know, Carrie, she's kind of got a double standard going here. All right. And this isn't the first episode that we've reviewed that she's had the double standard. Sheer torture when he has the hot hairdresser, and then she realizes that she has the hot physical trainer.
That's a good point.
Stretching her out and all that. So she kind of, shows her true colors there a couple of times, and backs off of them. But yeah, I'm going to do an 8.1. 8.1.
Great.
Well, that's because it's okay for me, but it's not okay for my husband to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, I can have Kevin. He can't have anybody, okay?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so that kind of brings us to the end. We've the time always goes like super fast here. We're almost at an hour. But I do want to hear a little more about your website, Michelle. MichelleLazurek.com. It's Michelle, MichelleLazurek.com. What can people find on your website?
Yeah, you actually missed the E, so it's MichelleLazurek.com. And yeah, you'll find me there, the homepage. You'll see services that I offer, articles I've written, some stuff that I've done, blog posts and things. And then at the end, you'll find your contact form. So if you just want to hear more about King Queens and you want to just chat, they can always find me there. Yes, that's always, I always respond to everybody who sends me an email from there. And if you want to know more about my writing and those kind of things, that'd be great. And then also social media, you can find me there too. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Awesome. And then what about the movie guide? Movieguide.org.
Yeah, I've done movie reviews there. So I personally like it because if I want to know what's in a film, some of those places will go and they're very specific about what's in the actual content that's in the movie. So if you want to say, okay, well, it's PG-13, but how PG-13 is it? You can go in and see, what the content is and, how severe it is. So yeah, so I've done it for them, and for I just started for dove.org. It's the same thing. And I do a lot of reviews for like ones on Amazon Prime and stuff. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. So it's
Oh,
good
nice.
that way. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. So how can people find the like, do they just search your name like for the ones you've done, or
I normally it depends on when they print when they actually publish them on the website. It takes a little while because they have a bunch of us that write for them. So once it
Gotcha.
gets done, it probably takes a couple weeks to actually get published on there. Depends also how recent it is. So if it's been recently released, it'll probably be up there a little more quickly. If it's not as much in demand, then they probably wait a little bit. But
Okay.
what I normally do is on my website, if you go onto the article section, there's a section there that says movie reviews, and then they can click on the
Oh.
ones that I've actually done. I don't think I get a byline with those. I've had them for other articles, but I don't think for those. So if they want to find specific
Okay.
movies that I've reviewed, just go onto the website and it'll send you right over to Movie Guide.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Awesome. And then one more time about your book coming out.
Yeah, I Surrender All, sort of, laying down your plans so God can do the impossible. And comes out next week.
Awesome.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting. Absolutely. Dusty, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, I have officially started a new Shuddy Yuppie TikTok.
I saw
Oh,
that.
Yes.
I did not.
So everybody
Okay,
that's
cool.
listening, go follow it on TikTok. We're gonna be posting a bunch of Shuddy Yuppie stuff on it. But TikTok is at Shuddy Yuppie Podcast. Facebook is at the Shuddy Yuppie Podcast. Or I'm sorry, I messed up. At Shuddy Yuppie, Let's Talk King of Queens, and then Instagram is at Shuddy Yuppie Podcast.
All right, cool.
So go follow.
Jenna, closing. Yeah, go follow that. Jenna, any closing thoughts?
I'll go to bed tonight thinking of Kevin calling out my name.
Oh my God. Oh man,
It's
it's
not
Mike
funny.
beside you right now.
That's
That's
not
not funny.
funny.
I heard him. That's not funny.
I thought he had his AirPods on, or so I didn't think he could hear it.
Did you want me to give my social media handles too?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
So on Instagram, you can find me on Michelle L Speaks. Twitter is MS Lazurek, and Facebook is Michelle S Lazurek or Michelle S Lazurek author.
Awesome. Thank you.
What's the Instagram
Thank you
again?
very
I'm gonna
Michelle
follow you.
L
Michelle.
Speaks. SPEAKS.
L Speaks. All
I'm
right.
writing it down.
All right.
Gotcha.
Guys.
Well, thank you very much, Michelle, for coming on. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you. This was really fun.
Good luck with all your future endeavors, and kick some more butt out
Thanks.
there.
Yeah.
You're
Appreciate it.
really doing good things.
Thank
so
you. I appreciate
thank
it.
you very much.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Absolutely. Have a good night, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys.